Coach, I know you've been doing this for a long time, but as a head coach, this has got to be a very tough week for you as you had to pare down the roster and make pretty hard decisions.
Yeah, it's the worst part of the job. You have such a tremendous amount of respect for the players who have been with you, a lot of them since OTAs or sometimes even before that. They've given everything they can give to the team, and ultimately you have to make some tough decisions based on need, what you want for the roster, how you need to start the season, and it's always tough having those conversations with those players.
And it's kind of weird, right? Like that practice the other day, you go out and you're so used to a 90-man roster, and then when you get out there for practice, it's almost like, where's the rest of the guys?
Yeah, that day when the cuts happen and you can't have the practice squad players back, it's usually one of those days where it takes guys a little bit of time to get going because, look, there's a human element to this too. So some of them their friends have left. They're not going to be back. Their minds are in different spots. So that's a day you kind of regroup, cut down on the reps, do things that the players know how to do to get them back into the flow of things. And then after that, you bring the players back. A lot of them come back. So, that day is always a tough day all the way around.
Earlier in the week, you announced your 5 captains for this coming season. Just talk a little about what you were looking for in your captains as you came up with the group.
Yeah, well, I think it's important that the players vote on the captains. They're the people that represent them in the locker room. I meet with those guys every week, sometimes multiple times, and I think it's important to see who the people view as leaders of the football team. So 5 good choices. Special teams was Casey, who's been here for a while. I think he's earned a lot of respect from his teammates, and again, that trust and that respect is earned. So with Dexter, with Bobby, with DJ, with AT, I think they've earned a lot of the players' respect.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the practices that you were able to have this week before the players get a little time off and then start ramping up for Minnesota. What are some of the things that you tried to stress this week?
Yeah, well, again, we've had some good weather, hot weather. We need that. Continue to improve our conditioning. We'll be in pads. We've been in pads. And, the fundamentals are important. Those are the things that really carry you through the first part of the season. I think we've had a good camp in terms of the amount of times we've been in pads, the hitting that we've done, the technique, the fundamental work, and that's going to continue on this week to make sure that we're ready to go for that first game of the season.
How excited are you to get to next week and really now zero in on specific game plan, and an opponent to face?
Yeah, the opening game is great. There's a lot of anticipation. You've been working hard all year to get to this opening game. Again, the past week has been a good week of practice, and the preparation will be important. So the routine for the young players, it's something we've constantly talked about. We'll continue to talk about that they get in their routine in terms of taking care of their body, prehab work, rehab work, weight room, practice habits, sleep habits, eating habits, all the things that you need to do to make sure you're ready to go.
Finally, this is year 3 for you, so you're getting used to kind of the calendar, the routine as a head coach. Do you get an opportunity to decompress at all this weekend, or does your mind never really shut off?
Yeah, it doesn't shut off. Now it's football season, it's go time. So, that's what you work hard for all off season, is to try to prepare your team, and then training camp, the rigors of training camp that go along with it. And now this is go time in terms of being ready to game plan for opponent, understanding opponent's weaknesses and strengths, looking at personnel matchups, all the things that go into it. It's a difficult process, but one we look forward to.
It's been a lot of fun doing it during camp. Next week we'll do it for real for the Coach Daboll Show. Best of luck this season.
Thanks, Bob. Appreciate it.